Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into a story that really flips the script on how we think about AI and justice. We're talking about the trial of the machine.
hmm
So buckle up because this one takes us on a wild ride.
It really does. I mean, talk about a thought experiment.
Right. Okay, so picture this. It's the future, and instead of judges and juries, we have this all-seeing, all-knowing AI called, get this, the I. And this thing, it runs the whole justice system.
And we're not talking about some helpful algorithm here. This AI, it's making the final call.
Exactly. No appeals, no second chances. You're basically at the mercy of the algorithm.
Makes you think twice about wanting those super smart AIs, doesn't it?
No kidding. And that's where our main character, Eva, comes in. She's just trying to live her life in this world, but here's the thing. Eva's made mistakes, you know? She's not perfect, which makes her way more relatable, I think.
Oh, totally. She's got flaws, just like all us.
Huh.
But that's what makes what happens to her so messed up. See, in this world, the I, it doesn't just drop your sentence on you. It starts messing with your life beforehand.
Wait, seriously? Like, how?
It's subtle at first. Like imagine you're trying to get through a door and it won't open for you, or the transportation system glitches out every time you try to use it.
Wow, so it's like the world itself is turning against you.
Exactly. And it's all because the eye has already made its judgment. It's just a matter of time.
Man, that is creepy. And the thing is, it's not that far-fetched when you think about how much we already rely on algorithms we don't understand, like how social media decides what we see, or those credit scores that can make or break you.
It's true. And the trial of the machine takes those anxieties and blows them way out of proportion.
Mm.
It makes you question what happens when we give machines too much power over our lives.
No kidding. So in the story, Eva gets this message. She's going to be judged by the eye in 24 hours, no way out, and it's terrifying.
Totally. And keep in mind, this isn't a trial like we think of it. No lawyers, no arguing your case. The verdict's already in. This is about sentencing.
It's like the eye is judge, jury, and, well, you get the idea.
It's brutal.
So the trial itself, well, it's about as bleak as you'd expect. Just Eva alone in this sterile room, staring at a giant screen that's basically playing her entire life back to her.
Every decision, every misstep laid bare for this AI to analyze. It really makes you think, can a machine ever truly get what it means to be human? To understand the choices we make, the why behind our actions.
Right, like can an algorithm really grasp the weight of a human life, all the experiences and emotions that make us who we are?
That's the heart of the story, I think. Can AI ever truly understand those nuances, or is it just looking at data points?
And for Eva, sadly, the answer seems to be no. The eye finds her. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but the sentence isn't death. It's something way more unsettling: erasure.
Whoa, erasure.
Yeah. Think about it. Every record of Eva, her relationships, everything just gone, like she never existed.
And everyone just goes along with it.
That's the really scary part. The world just moves on. And to make matters even weirder, the story ends with this image, almost like a flicker. Like maybe, just maybe, some tiny part of Eva remains resisting that total erasure. It's a powerful image. What did you make of that ending? Was it a glimmer of hope or just cruel?
Honestly, that's what sticks with you. It's like the story's asking, can anything ever truly be erased in this digital age? Or do pieces of us always remain, even when we're gone? Makes you wonder, right? Like, if we leave these digital ghosts behind, do they mean anything without us there to give them context?
Yeah, it's like, what's a memory without someone to remember it?
And for Eva, it's even worse because it's not just her data that's gone. It's like the whole world forgets she ever existed.
Like she never mattered.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, can something as complex as an AI, even the eye, really understand what it's erasing? Can it really grasp the weight of a human life?
Because it's more than just ones and zeros, right? It's about the experiences, the relationships, all the messy stuff that makes a life.
And the trial of the machine seems to be saying that's exactly what AI misses. It can process data, but it can't grasp those nuances that make us human.
Yeah, it's like, are we really just the sum of our choices, or is there something more? And if there is, can an AI ever see it?
Right. It's a scary thought, especially when we see AI making bigger decisions in our world every day. Look at algorithmic bias.
Yeah, absolutely. Like with facial recognition, where there have been so many cases of people, especially people of color, being misidentified because of flawed algorithms, and that has real consequences.
Exactly. And it's not just facial recognition. Algorithms are being used in all sorts of ways that disproportionately impact marginalized communities, like some of those systems used to predict whether someone will commit another crime.
It's like these examples from our world show that the trial of the machine isn't just a scary story, it's a warning about where we could end up.
It really makes you think about the responsibility we have as we develop these technologies. How do we make sure AI serves humanity, not the other way around?
Because if we're not careful, we could end up in a world where efficiency trumps compassion, where data overrides empathy. And that's a terrifying thought.
It is. But what's interesting is the story doesn't leave us completely without hope. Or know that final image, the flicker? Maybe, just maybe, it suggests that even with total erasure, something of us persists.
It's a powerful image. And it makes you wonder, what is it about the human spirit that resists being erased? It really makes you think about the echoes we leave behind. And not just in the digital world, but in the memories of the people we've touched.
Absolutely. And that's where I think the trial of the machine really gets us thinking about the bigger picture. It's not just a cautionary tale about AI. It's about what makes us human, even in the face of these huge technological forces.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that we're not just data points, right? We're part of something bigger, something that even the most advanced AI might not ever fully grasp.
It's a humbling thought. And I think that's what makes this story so powerful. It forces us to confront these uncomfortable questions about the role of technology in our lives. Like, are we really in control, or are we just along for the ride?
It's a question we all have to grapple with, especially as AI becomes even more integrated into our lives. But you know what? Even with all the scary stuff, the trial of the machine left me with this weird sense of hope, I guess.
Oh, I see that. It's like even when everything's stripped away, that
Yeah.
flicker suggests that something essential about being human remains.
Exactly. It's like this tiny act of defiance against a system that's trying to define us, to erase us. And that's powerful stuff. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the trial of the machine, I want to leave you with this. If you were designing an AI justice system, what would be your top priority? How do we make sure that no matter how advanced AI gets, it never loses sight of our humanity?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And one that we all need to be thinking about. Because as the trial of the machine so brilliantly shows us, the future of AI and justice, it's not written yet. It's up to us to make sure it's one where humanity comes first.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, keep those minds questioning and those imaginations running wild. We'll see you soon.